Good morning, New Life Church. My name is Garrett. I'm one of the pastors up at our church in Fayetteville. And for our family devotional this morning, I want to talk specifically about how we as parents can create a culture of open communication in our homes. Now, my wife Megan, she is a professional counselor, which means we have lots of conversations. And in the years that we have spent counseling couples through premarital, one of the most consistent things that we ask and that we see come up is we talk about the kind of home that people grew up in, what the communication was like. For instance, most couples, there's usually a pursuer or a conflict avoider. And in those situations, a lot of that can be traced back to what was communication like in the home they grew up in. This is so important. In 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 11, Paul, he's not talking about his family, but in many instances, when you read the letters of Paul, he would address the church like his own family. They may not have been his flesh and blood, but he loved them like brothers and sisters, like spiritual sons and daughters. So he would address them, and he would address drama within the church, just like we would need to address drama within our own families. He would correct when correction was needed. He would share with vulnerability. He would encourage where it was necessary. And it's an example for us. In verse 11, he says, "We have spoken freely to you, Corinthians, and opened wide our hearts to you. We are not withholding our affection from you, but you are withholding yours from us. As a fair exchange, as I speak to my children, open wide your hearts also." I just believe that's a picture of what we want in our families. We want to be able to speak freely. We want to be able to have open hearts. We want to be able to not withhold affection from each other. And a lot of that starts with the way that we communicate. Now, I know we live in a time right now where there are a lot of voices that get to shape our kids, a lot of messages, a lot of media. So it's never been more important than it is right now that we, as parents, we get to have the most resounding voice in our child's lives. A few things that we do to try to create open communication. If you're taking notes, why don't you just write down the acronym R, A.R.E. A few things you can do, and this doesn't just apply to your kids. This could apply to your own marriage. Ways that you can create and cultivate an environment where people can share openly, where they can share the good and the bad. One is that we have to be accessible. We have to be accessible. I know that many of you are busy, and right now you may feel like there's so many things that are going on in your life where it's just hard to stop and have a conversation. Some of you married people know what I'm talking about, where it's like you'll go through a month and not even talk. But we have to find a way to be accessible, especially in the moments where we're the most needed. It could be a bad day. It could be if your daughter ever goes through a breakup. God forbid my daughter even be in a relationship to have a breakup. But we have to be able to be there, to show up when needed. Also, we have to be responsive. So not only do we have to be accessible, but we have to be willing and able to respond appropriately. The right way to respond isn't always giving the right answer. It isn't always helping our spouse or our children with the perfect, wise solution that you might have to help them overcome that level of adversity, but it's just listening. It's nodding your head. It's not doing multiple things at once. It's just stopping and saying, "I see you, I hear you, and I understand how that might be hard for you." And the last thing is to be encouraging. Just right now that we would be people that no matter what happens in their life outside of the home, no matter what kind of messages or voices they might hear, lies they might come into counter with, that we are our voices of encouragement, or we speak life and encouragement. In Ephesians chapter 4, Paul said it this way. He says, "Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs." Not just what we need to say, but what they need to hear, that it may benefit those who listen. Let's be parents, let's be spouses that do that are accessible, that are responsive, that are encouraging, and we can have an open level of communication that makes us have healthy homes. And to close this out, I wanted you to do a quick snapshot into what it looks like each day when I pick up my kids from school and we recap their day. So hope you enjoy. All right, just picked up the boys from school. We got Zion in the middle. We got Maddox. Zion, why don't you tell me how your day was? What was the best part of your day and what was the worst part of your day?
I liked the library. I got this book, and there's a movie about it. It's called the Peanuts movie. Wait, the Peanuts movie?
With Charlie Brown, okay. What was the worst part of your day, Zion?
I don't know. I was really kind of embarrassed when I had to cheer on the fourth graders on their test.
Oh, that's kind of strange. Yeah, I'd never want to cheer for a test. What about you, Maddox? What was the best and worst part of your day?
I had a lot of good parts. Like I had a lot of fun.
Lean in here so they can see you.
I had a lot of good. I had good teaching. It was a pretty fun day. I also had a great lunch. I got a chicken sandwich on the tray.
I get happy about a good chicken sandwich myself. What was hard about your day?
I'm trying to think. I didn't really have anything wrong. I had a really good day. How was your day, Daddy?
Oh, my day was good. It was good. I had some good meetings.
What's your high and low?
Oh gosh. My high is probably going to be watching your baseball game tonight. Both of your games tonight.
Well, you're not going to watch mine, are you?
I'm going to watch most of Zion's. You ready for your big game? Okay, cool. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in on our pickup. Ray, you didn't get to say anything. Ray, did you want to talk about your day? Your life is just perfect, isn't it?
Probably the last time I spelled when Daddy picked me up and he was going potty. I smelled his.
What? That's enough. All right, we're going to end this video at this point. Thanks for tuning in. Love you guys, and you love church. This is our crazy family.